Because you're worth it.
I'm Dr. I Can't Walk at the moment.
Yeah.
Those battles usually start with either the stunt team or the VFX team.
Yes, sir.
We owe it to Sam Hargrave to create these amazing stunts for Titan.
We've got a ring full of movie stars. We've got 3 franchise-carrying actors here.
This is our first day. Here we are in Pinewood in Atlanta, and it's actually pretty unbelievable. You can actually engage in this collaborative, creative conversation about what should this look like.
We would show them our previous material just to let them know, like, these are the certain things that you would be working with to get to this final product.
It's gonna look awesome.
When Chris does it.
Every character, every hero involved has to use the highest level of their power just to stay on the battlefield with him.
The big two, Thanos versus Iron Man. This is the showdown. This is what it's all about. This is what the whole movie's leading up to right here. We got Robert Downey Jr., Josh Brolin going hand to hand right here.
Stark.
How do you know my name?
I know your soul. It is much like mine, cursed with knowledge.
My only curse is you.
One of my favorite moments is when Proxima tells Scarlet Witch
He'll die alone, as will you.
she's not alone. In a real moment of threat, there's 2 other women that are starting by each other.
It's really great to see that the audiences are embracing really strong female superheroines.
That is one of the biggest cheer moments in the film.
I know you have found something. A sense of peace. Okay, now you are going too far now.
I don't trade lies, Captain.
I told you to go.
We need to destroy you, Buffalo. How long do I stand here overacting for?
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, my God. He's going to do some bad acting now.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
What makes Thanos so great is his conviction. This is the only solution. He's seen it firsthand on his planet.
Titan was like most planets. And when we faced extinction, I offered a solution.
Genocide.
What I predicted came to pass.
Congratulations, you're a prophet.
I'm a survivor.
Tony knows just by the way that Bruce Banner describes Thanos, it's a different game now.
He said Loki, the attack on New York. That's him. He is the biggest army in the universe, and he is not going to stop.
Just his sheer force is something that none of the Avengers has ever encountered before.
Thanos has been inside my head for 6 years, so I say we take the fight to him.
Heroes are only as good as their villain, but the Avengers were built for anything. It's for stopping Thanos from completing his goal.
Fun really isn't something one considers when balancing the universe. But this does put a smile on my face.
The
way the Russos work, they're willing to try different things.
There was a lot of input, and we could share how we would express ourselves, what war cries we use as Wakandans.
We have another one that's more aggressive.
Okay, what's that one?
It's Maifa.
Yeah.
It means win them.
Yeah.
Saifa means separate them. And they just go, ah.
You get the actors involved, and of course, they know their characters better than anybody. They have great input.
When you say it, it's the greatest Wakanda forever you've ever said, because this could be it.
You know, it became like sort of the cadence of the whole set. People walking around saying, Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever!
It's
So when Thanos shows up, we really wanted to make this the most powerful moment ever.
Eyes up. Stay sharp.
The movie sort of keeps twisting at the end there in ways that you can't believe that it's going one step beyond, and that the fate of our characters and the fate of the universe are still at play. In terms of our choices about who Thanos would end up eradicating with his snap, you know, it's very story-focused. How do we pay off each individual character's storyline most profoundly?
Steve?
The first person to go is Bucky Barnes, and it's shot from Captain America's perspective. You know, we're watching Cap go through the experience of watching him go away. We're watching Okoye, whose #1 mission it is in life is to protect the king. She watches the king go in front of her. And to see those characters react in those situations is very powerful and resonant.
Groot. No. Oh, God. This is it. It's all been leading to this.
Bringing Avengers Infinity War to audiences is an incredible road Joe and I have traveled with Marvel.
We're gonna be doing these big wide shots, and we're gonna expand your tribe by like hundreds. It's been a marathon. It's actually been a double marathon because we shot both Avengers 3 and 4 back-to-back in a one-year time frame. So it's about as Herculean a task, I think, as there is in filmmaking. The last thing that you guys were playing was really good.
It's a distress signal rocket. Someone could be dying.
But it has been, I think, the most fulfilling creative endeavor we've ever experienced.
Will you walk forward 10 feet straight on this line?
Yeah, straight to camera.
Action!
Bring me Thanos!
There's been 18 films building up to this, and we wanted the audience to go on a journey and have an emotional catharsis in a response to the situations that these characters get put in and ultimately the choices that they make, which are heartbreaking.
I told you to go right.
Joe and I, we've counted ourselves as fans long before we ever became filmmakers in the MCU. These movies would be nothing without the passion that the fans bring to them. We feel there's a really special kinship with the fandom, and it drives us to ever greater heights in storytelling.
Josh Brolin is bringing a new iconic villain to life.
Thanos is a very complex character. What he's doing from his point of view is a very positive thing.
He's basically an eco-terrorist, and he wants to eliminate 50% of the universe to save the other 50%.
We wanted to tell a story about a character with a really complex and empathetic interior life. There's not a lot of actors that can give you both of those things.
Josh Brolin brings a reality to the character. He is wearing that mocap suit. He's wearing the motion capture cameras. The performance is coming through, not only in his gestures and his face, but in his eyes.
There's about 2,900 visual effects shots in the movie. We wanted to make it as photographic as possible. And I think that that's the most important part.
It's been a decade of signs and wonders.
10 years.
It's pretty extraordinary.
It is just the most remarkable achievement.
It's a very conscious act to go and make a motion picture, let alone think about launching and sustaining a cinematic universe. I mean, nobody even heard of that 5, 6 years ago.
I'm Peter, by the way.
Doctor Strange.
Oh, you're using your made-up names.
Pretty awesome to see this collective, isn't it? I mean, just to be a part of it.
You couldn't fit any more people on that poster, and everyone deserves to be there. You know, and everyone has fought for their place in the MCU.
It's such an amazingly humble group of people, and everyone's easy to work with that are team players.
Surprise! This will be such fun. I love all these actors. They've made it so fun. It's like a big family.
Pretty good. Evans was a bit off, but I don't think much.
Really, we're all having fun, and we're really allowed to be the best versions of whatever these giant movies are.
You're given a set of circumstances and a script, and you go try to put your secret sauce on that and make it fun and entertaining. And I think what's extraordinary is how that baton has been passed in such a magnanimous way from all these franchises.
I am Groot!
I am Steve Rogers. Now bring them all together. It's just so epic.
Are you yawning?
To have created these different worlds and made them so sort of full and rich and then bring them all together for these last two movies, it's so great.
It's really been 10 years in the making. It is a very, very unique film.
I'm glad it's worked out this way, because we have been working our asses off for a while.
To have come this far, 19 movies, 10 years, and still be going, and still have people wanting it, and still be doing something that's new and profound and culturally significant, that's a dream come true.
Everybody stay where you are!
I'm gonna ask one time. Who are you? We're the Avengers, man.
Thanos. If he gets all the Infinity Stones, he'll wipe out half the universe. Everything you know, everything you love, it will all be gone. Just like that.
Well, he's never fought me. Yeah, he has. He's never fought me twice. And I'm getting a new hammer. It better be some hammer.
He brought back! He brought back!
He's coming to us. I say we take the fight to him.
You guys are screwed now!
Oh, by the way, this is a friend of mine, Tree.
I am Groot!
I am Steve Rogers.
Bingo!
All right. Together, we can stop Thanos. Where's your guy? Dude, you're embarrassing me in front of the wizards.
It's gonna look awesome.
When Chris does it.
We've got a room full of movie stars. We've got 3 franchise carrying actors here.
Stark,
How do you know my name?
I know your soul. It is much like mine, cursed with knowledge.
My only curse is you.
Those battles usually start with either the stunt team or the VFX team.
Yes, sir!
This is our first day. Here we are in Pinewood in Atlanta, and it's actually pretty unbelievable. You can actually engage in this collaborative, creative conversation about what should this look like.
The big two, Thanos versus Iron Man. This is the showdown. This is what it's all about. This is what the whole movie's leading up to. Right here, we got Robert Downey Jr., Josh Brolin going hand to hand right here.
We owe it to Sam Hargrave to create these amazing stunts for time.
Every character, every hero involved has to use the highest level of their power just to stay on the battlefield with him.
We would show them our previous material just to let them know, like, these are the certain things that you would be working with to get to this final product.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me. So alive, make it last forever. Stop in time, yeah, I'm surrendering. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me. Open eye, feel the waves cut through me. Hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move.
How is this dude still alive?
He is not a dude. You're a dude. This is a man. A handsome, muscular man. I'm muscular.
Here we are on the set of Avengers. I've been lucky enough, along with other Guardians of the Galaxy, to join up with the Avengers and be here and get an opportunity to save the world.
Does it make you an Avenger now as well?
I don't know. I hope. Maybe like a third string Avenger, yeah.
I was one of the founding members, so.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, so he's huge.
You know, out of all of the people that I've had the good fortune to work with, these two particular guys and the triumvirate that we formed together, it's very special friendship and decade plus of time together.
Go team, yeah!
It's been this witnessing of like people's lives growing and changing. It's been a really cool experience.
Working with Lizzie has been really, really awesome. And I think there is something very powerful about being able to play women who do heroic things. And those women are so awesome, so we've had a really good time.
Hanging out with everyone on the set is one of the best parts of this job, actually, because it does have this kind of large, extended family feel.
I had a bit of a bucket list. I wanted to work with Pratt because I thought he'd be good fun. Proven completely wrong on that front. He was arduous and boring and not particularly funny.
Boom!
Well, at first blanch, it's hard to know what to make of Cumberbatch. And then the more time I spent with him on and off set, I just kind of infatuated with this guy.
I was thinking, you know, the journey that Robert Downey Jr. has made, he's the godfather of all this.
It has literally been the adventure of a lifetime. I get a little misty thinking about it. So, you know, I lucked out.
It's a very interesting time now, and boy, you don't know what's going to happen. I know that I'm proud of it. I know that we've done everything we can. I really don't know how people are going to react to this thing. This could be anything from a flop to a moderate single to something that it's beyond what people's expectations are. You never know. You never know.
Good luck keeping on.
We were in our own slipstream of feeling like we were doing something a little bit special and different, but the full circle of seeing that audiences were reacting to it the way we had hoped they would was powerful.
I had two dreams when we started this a little over 10 years ago at Marvel Studios. One was that Iron Man worked. The other one was that we could build something that was as expansive and as experiential as what people who've read comics over the years could get.
I had a lot of faith in Kevin Feige and the people at Marvel. You want to give them everything you got, because they're going to give everything they got.
This was a whole new journey. By the first Avengers, I thought, oh wow, I think we're onto something here.
Just seeing the characters together, there's something viscerally awesome about it. And I think that's why the minute Sam Jackson showed up at the end of Iron Man 1, whether people had read comics or not, who is that? What does that mean? Why is he here? And then Tony Stark appearing at the end of The Incredible Hulk.
If I told you we were putting a team together, who's we?
Those seem like just the tiniest of things compared to where we are now, but those were the foundations that led us here.
The cutting edge concept behind the Marvel Universe is this massive organism of shifting parts and new ideas.
How do we do this?
As a team. Sarah Finn is responsible for all of these amazing actors and actresses that we brought into this.
I think after the first Avengers, people realized that this was not just an ordinary comic book movie, that there was really a lot of thought and a lot of care and a lot of passion that's going into each and every one of these films. And there's also some joy. I think when the actors are having fun and creating these characters, the audiences feel that.
Let's do a dance-off! It's fulfilling that those characters have just spoken to so many people all over the world.
We are Groot.
I love the fact that we've been all given the opportunity to do something different and put our sort of ideas forward and attack a character again and hopefully advance on that and bring something unique to it each time.
It's wonderful to be able to play this iconic character that means so much to people, and I really have to thank the audiences for that because they embraced my portrayal of her from the beginning.
Final fitting, what do you think? Questions, comments, concerns?
And allowed me to walk in Natasha's shoes and kick ass in them too.
I can tell you that each and every one of us is so grateful. Our lives are monumentally changed by our involvement in this world. To have taken such an instrumental role in what Marvel has done in the past 10 years is just so incredibly meaningful to us.
It's a cool experiment to be a part of. It's epic and classical. These characters are mythological characters in a lot of ways.
So I love all of you, and I look forward to seeing many of you as we trudge this road of happy destiny.
It's nice to look at how the legacy is living on in these other movies and other filmmakers.
I don't think this has ever happened before in cinematic history of all these different franchises colliding and all these storylines that have started such a long time ago have all woven together.
Who the hell are you guys?
As the films have progressed with Civil War and now Infinity War, we're just going to continue to surprise people.
There was an idea
To bring together a group of remarkable people.
To see if we could become something more.
Before creation itself, there were 6 singularities. Forged into infinity stones.
This is our first day. Here we are in Pinewood in Atlanta, and it's actually pretty unbelievable.
Day one of what promises to be a year of fun-filled lensing.
I remember actually going to see the first Avengers with one of my best mates from home, and I'd never have dreamed that I'd ever be in one of these movies, let alone playing Spider-Man. I feel like I'm on top of the world because this is just mind-blowing.
What we always try to do at Marvel Studios is we're building the cinematic universe, is look at the big picture. How can things relate across movies and across years? Avengers Infinity War is the culmination of the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe as started in May of 2008 with the release of Iron Man 1. And it really is an unprecedented culmination of a series of films interlinked together, which at the time had never been done before. And for us, the important thing is making it all come together. We know they're going to face Thanos. We've been setting that up since Avengers 1. How do you do that in a way that is unexpected, that pits the Avengers against somebody who is more powerful than anyone they faced, and yet make them completely unprepared to face him? Well, tear them apart, which is why we did Civil War before Infinity War.
As we were conceiving and executing Civil War, the end of that movie was very much a setup for what these movies would be. We always had the sense of that.
Tony is now talking to Steve. The Avengers are basically a name with nobody in it. The world is vulnerable.
Tony senses this greater threat approaching, and so he is doing everything in his power to keep the Earth safe.
Thanos shows us why he's the biggest, the best, the baddest villain that we've ever had, and the most frightening villain that the Avengers have ever faced.
The most exciting part is the incredible roster of well-developed characters, and it's going to create a really combustible, exciting, massive-scale adventure.
You know that we're onto something within the studio when we hit upon an idea or we see a piece of concept art and all of us in the room go, this is cool. And in Avengers Infinity War, the Avengers will meet the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Because of what Marvel is, because of what they have done over the last 10 years, these next 2 Avengers films will be an event like no one has ever seen on film before.
There was an idea
to bring together a group of remarkable people. To see if we could become something more. So when they needed us, we could fight the battles
That they never could.
In time, you will know what it's like to lose. To feel so desperately that you're right, yet to fail all the same. Dread it. Run from it. Destiny still arrives.
Evacuate the city. Engage all defenses. And get this man a shield.
Fun isn't something one considers when balancing the universe. But this does put a smile on my face. Who the hell are you guys?
The entire time I knew him, he only ever had one goal. To wipe out half the universe. If he gets all the Infinity Stones, he can do it with the snap of his fingers. Just like that.
Tell me his name again.
Thanos.
We got one advantage. He's coming to us. We have what Thanos wants, so that's what we'll use.
Let's talk about this plan of yours. I think it's good, except it sucks. So let me do the plan, and that way it might be really good.
Wow.
The end is near. When I'm done, half of humanity will still exist. Perfectly balanced. As all things should be. I hope they remember you.
I'm Peter, by the way.
Doctor Strange.
Oh, you're using your made-up names. Then I am Spider-Man.
So this is it. It's all been leading to this.
Ready? Let's go. run from it. The end is near.
We're gonna need some help.
How you been, Buck?
Not bad for the end of the world.
Today we don't fight for one life. We fight for all of them.
Avengers Infinity War.
When you said we were going to open Wakanda to the rest of the world, this is not what I imagined.
What did you imagine?
The Olympics? Maybe even a Starbucks?
Everywhere April 27th.
Join us. We join Earth's mightiest heroes. Not today, sir.
Are you making your voice deeper?
No.
On April 27th, summer begins.
Are you mocking me? He's trying to copy me.
Avengers Infinity War. Rated PG-13.
He won't stop until he destroys half the universe. Everything you know, everything you love, it will all be gone.
Together, we can stop Thanos.
We don't want to kill you, but we will.
There was an idea to bring together a group of remarkable people to see if we could become something more.
So when they needed us,
We could fight the battles they never could. The end is near.
Avengers Infinity War. April 27th.
In time, you will know what it's like to lose. Dread it, run from it. The end is near.
We got one advantage. We have what Thanos wants. So that's what we'll use.
I think it's good, except it sucks. So let me do the plan, and that way it might be really good. Wow.
Today we don't fight for one life. We fight for all of them.
Groot, put that thing away. Now, I don't want to tell you again. Groot.
Hey, Groot.
Whoa, language!
the entire time I knew Thanos, he only ever had one goal. To wipe out half the universe.
We are out of time. The end is near. Get tickets now.
In 10 days. Where will you be?
Today we don't fight for one life.
When it all ends.
We fight for all of them.
Avengers Infinity War. Rated PG-13.
I know you have found something. A sense of peace. Okay, now you are going too far now.
We don't trade lies, Captain.
I told you to go.
We need to destroy you, Buffalo. How long do I stand here overacting for?
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, my God. There's going to be some bad acting now.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Those battles usually start with either the stunt team or the VFX team.
Yes, sir.
We owe it to Sam Hargrave to create these amazing stunts for Titan.
got a room full of movie stars. We've got 3 franchise-carrying actors here.
This is our first day. Here we are in Pinewood in Atlanta, and it's actually pretty unbelievable. You can actually engage in this collaborative, creative conversation about what should this look like.
We would show them our previous material just to let them know, like, these are the certain things that you would be working with to get to this final product.
It's gonna look awesome when Chris does it.
Every character, every hero involved has to use the highest level of their power just to stay on the battlefield with him.
The big two, Thanos versus Iron Man. This is the showdown. This is what it's all about. This is what the whole movie's leading up to. Right here, we got Robert Downey Jr., Josh Brolin going hand to hand right here.
Stark.
How do you know my name?
I know your soul. It is much like mine, cursed with knowledge.
My only curse is you.
This is it. It's all been leading to this.
Bringing Avengers Infinity War to audiences is an incredible road Joe and I have traveled with Marvel.
We're gonna be doing these big wide shots, and we're gonna expand your tribe by like hundreds. It's been a marathon. It's actually been a double marathon because we shot both Avengers 3 and 4 back-to-back in a one-year time frame. So it's about as Herculean a task, I think, as there is in filmmaking. The last thing that you guys were playing was really good.
It's a distress signal, Rocket. Someone could be dying.
But it has been, I think, the most fulfilling creative endeavor we've ever experienced.
Will you walk forward 10 feet straight on this line?
Yeah, straight to camera.
Action! Bring me Thanos!
There's been 18 films building up to this, and we wanted the audience to go on a journey and have an emotional catharsis and a response to the situations that these characters get put in and ultimately the choices that they make, which are heartbreaking.
I told you to go right.
Joe and I, we've counted ourselves as fans long, long before we ever became filmmakers in the MCU. These movies would be nothing without the passion that the fans bring to them. We feel a really special kinship with the fandom, and it drives us to ever greater heights in storytelling.
The planet has been taken, Father. The Third-Eyed King pledges eternal loyalty to your cause.
Accepted my terms.
Eventually.
Why? By the look of it, you seemed content enough at the time.
I was a prisoner.
I gave you my trust! You repaid it with deceit. At least be honest about it now. I could make you tell me. You seem to know that. I never wanted to force you into anything. That's why, when you left me all those years ago, I allowed it.
You allowed it?
You haven't
impression you escaped. Daughter, I raised you smarter than that.
Your daughter. You didn't raise me. You kidnapped me, orphaned me, and imprisoned me. Everything I hate about myself comes from you. I stayed because you taught me I didn't deserve better.
Why did you leave?
Because I found people that showed me I did.
You had a family here, little one.
No, I didn't.
Yes. No. You just didn't care what happened to it.
Turn it back on!
Turn it back on. Can't keep listening to the same song again and again and again!
I told you. I'm screwed up, man. I gotta get back in the groove. Specifically the New York groove. Give me my zoom.
No.
Give me the zoom. Give it.
The man who sings this song is a degenerate.
I will not sit here and allow you to malign Ace freely. Give me the zoom.
Ace Frehley is not helping. We haven't even left nowhere yet.
Ace Frehley is helping more than you are. We lost Gamora because of you.
We lost Gamora because you would not let me seize the moment. What do you care? You tried to kill her.
She said I'd be saving the universe.
I would kill either of you if it would stop that blinking yellow light.
What blinking yellow light? The coded message channel? How long has this been on?
But it was so beautiful.
Wait. Mantis, a blinking yellow light indicates an important secret coded message.
Shame on you, Mantis.
How long? This was your job.
It was his job.
Drax, you didn't see the blinking yellow light?
I did, but you said if it was yellow, let it mellow. Brown, flush it down. Those were your orders.
I wasn't talking about the coded message channel. 22 important coded secret messages. That could have been helpful. 5 hours. I've been sitting 5 hours. We have 22 messages. 23 messages. Oh, they keep coming in. From Nebula. Gamora is alive. Thanos is taking her to Titan. Why aren't you responding? Why aren't you responding? Are you getting my important coded secret messages? Ship coordinates. All right. I need my map. Here we go. Titan. Yeah. Wait, how do we know this isn't a trap? Everybody stay where you are. I'm gonna ask one time. Who are you?
We're the Avengers, man.
Thanos. If he gets all the Infinity Stones, he'll wipe out half the universe. Everything you know, everything you love, it will all be gone. Just like that.
Well, he's never fought me.
Yeah, he has.
He's never fought me twice. And I'm getting a new hammer. It better be some hammer.
He's coming to us.
I say we take the fight to him.
You guys are screwed now!
Oh, by the way, this is a friend of mine, Tree.
I am Groot.
I am Steve Rogers.
Bingo!
All right.
Together, we can stop Thanos.
Where's your guy? Dude, you're embarrassing me in front of the wizards.
Sorry.
I know you have found something. A sense of peace. Okay, now you are going too far now.
Go team, yeah! Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Fragilisticexpialidocious.
It's been this witnessing of like people's lives growing and changing. It's been a really cool experience.
It's gonna look awesome when Chris does it.
How long do I stand here overacting for?
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, my God. There's going to be some bad acting now.
I'm muscular.
We don't trade lies, Captain. We don't trade lies, Captain. We don't trade lies, Captain. Hold on, there's a fly. Hold on, there's a fly.
Yeah. Sire family separate them, and they just go ha ooh ha ooh ha ooh ha ooh.
First Blanche, it's hard to know what to make of Cumberbatch, and then the more time I spent with him on and off set, I just kind of...
Avengers: Infinity War.
Because you're worth it. Because you're worth it.
We need to destroy you, Buffalo. We need to destroy you, Buffalo.
I told you to go. I told you to go.
Does it make you an Avenger now as well?
I don't know. I hope maybe like a third string Avenger, yeah.
I'm Dr. I Can't Walk at the moment.
The way the Russos work, they're willing to try different things.
Ibambe, 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 Ibambe. Classic, classic, classic.
I was thinking, you know, the journey that Robert Downey Jr. has made. He's the godfather of all this.
Yeah. I mean. Yeah. Yeah. I mean. Yeah.
Yo. Yo.
Hello guys and welcome to Lord Knows, your one-stop destination for fun, मस्ती and unlimited entertainment. LK न्यूज में आज हम आपको बताएंगे मार्वल एंटरटेनमेंट द्वारा रिलीज की गई इस फैमिली फीचरेट वीडियो के बारे में, जिसमें हमें दिखाई गई इन्फिनिटी वॉर की शूटिंग के दौरान चल रही कुछ बैकस्टेज मस्ती और हमारी हीरोज को प्ले कर रहे एक्टर्स ने बताया कि किस तरह मार्वल की पूरी टीम एक बहुत बड़ी फैमिली बन चुकी है। तो चलिए अब सीधा चलते हैं उस वीडियो क्लिप की तरफ और बताते हैं वहां क्या हुआ, बिकॉज लॉर्ड नोज एवरीथिंग। शुरुआत में हमें इन्फिनिटी वॉर के उस सीन का ब्लूपर दिखाया गया जिसमें गार्डियंस ऑफ गैलेक्सी को थोर पहली बार मिलता है और पीटर उसे देखकर कहता है ये डूड अब तक जिंदा कैसे है, तो ड्रैक्स उसे बताता है ये डूड नहीं है, डूड तो तुम हो, ये तो एक मैन है, एक हैंडसम और मस्कुलर मैन। और बटिस्टा की इन बातों को सुनकर क्रिस प्रैट कहते हैं अरे मैं भी तो मस्कुलर हूँ। इसके बाद क्रिस प्रैट हमें बताते हैं कि किस तरह गार्डियंस ऑफ गैलेक्सी और एवेंजर्स के फाइनली मिल जाने से वो कितने खुश हैं। और फिर पेपर पॉट्स बताती हैं कि किस तरह रॉबर्ट डाउनी जूनियर और जॉन के साथ काम करके उन्हें कितना अच्छा लगा और पिछले 10 सालों में उनके बीच एक बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग फ्रेंडशिप क्रिएट हो चुकी है। और एलिजाबेथ ओल्सन बताती हैं कि वे इतने समय से साथ में काम कर रहे हैं कि अब वे एक दूसरे की लाइफ्स को आगे बढ़ते हुए देख रहे हैं और उनके बदलाव को नोटिस कर रहे हैं। और कोई भी अपना एक्सपीरियंस बताती हैं कि उन्हें यहाँ काम करके बहुत अच्छा लगा, खास करके ऐसी स्ट्रॉन्ग फीमेल कैरेक्टर्स को प्ले करना। और नेबुला को प्ले कर रही एक्ट्रेस कहती हैं इस मूवी की सबसे बेस्ट बात है अपने को एक्टर्स के साथ में टाइम स्पेंड करना, क्योंकि इसमें ऐसा लगता है ये हमारी ही फैमिली है। लेकिन यहीं हमें रॉबर्ट डाउनी जूनियर शूटिंग के दौरान डॉक्टर स्ट्रेंज की केप पहने हुए नजर आए हैं। तो क्या इन्फिनिटी वॉर में हमें ऐसा कुछ नजर आने वाला है या रॉबर्ट डाउनी जूनियर सिर्फ स्टेज पर मस्ती कर रहे हैं? फिर भी अगर आप टोनी स्टार्क को सॉर्सरर सुप्रीम के रूप में देखना चाहते हैं तो आप हमारी वुमेन्स डे स्पेशल आयरन मैन एंड आयरन हार्ट के एडवेंचर्स वाली वीडियो जरूर देखें, क्योंकि उसमें टोनी स्टार्क बन जाता है सॉर्सरर सुप्रीम। इसके साथ ही हमें यहाँ पर काफी सारी बैकस्टेज मस्ती दिखाई गई और फिर हमें दिखाया गया ये सीन जिसमें स्टार लॉर्ड डॉक्टर स्ट्रेंज के बनाए हुए पोर्टल में कूद रहा है। और गार्डियंस ऑफ गैलेक्सी मूवीज में हम देख ही चुके हैं कि किस तरह पीटर ने रोनन तक के साथ मस्ती की है। तो हो सकता है यहाँ वो थैनोस को भी नहीं छोड़े और उसी को कुछ फनी इशारे करके यहाँ से भाग रहा हो। और इसके बाद हमें रॉबर्ट डाउनी जूनियर ने बताया कि किस तरह डॉक्टर स्ट्रेंज को प्ले कर रहे एक्टर यानी कि बेनेडिक्ट के साथ काम करते करते वे उनसे कितने इंस्पायर हुए। और मार्क रफेलो कहते हैं, मैं सोच रहा था कि रॉबर्ट डाउनी जूनियर की ये जो जर्नी रही वो सच में सबके गॉडफादर हैं और हमें ये दोनों बैकस्टेज में मस्ती करते हुए भी दिखाए जाते हैं। और देखिए किस तरह ये दोनों गले लग रहे हैं और लगता है मार्क रफेलो कुछ ऐसा कह रहे हों कि मैं तुम्हें बड़ा मिस करने वाला हूँ। तो देखिए अगली मूवी की शूटिंग के शुरू होने तक भी इनसे इंतजार नहीं हो रहा है और ये अभी से एक दूसरे को मिस कर रहे हैं। और रॉबर्ट डाउनी जूनियर कहते हैं, ये जिंदगी का सबसे बड़ा एडवेंचर रहा है और इसके बारे में सोचते हुए मैं थोड़ा इमोशनल हो जाता हूँ। मैं लकी था कि मुझे ये सब करने का मौका मिला, लेकिन हम भी ये कहना चाहेंगे कि आपसे ज्यादा लकी तो व्यूअर्स हैं जिन्हें आयरन मैन के रोल को प्ले करने के लिए इतने अमेजिंग एक्टर मिले। सो गाइज, आपको ये वीडियो कैसी लगी हमें जरूर बताएं और अपने फेवरेट एक्टर्स को बैकस्टेज देखकर भी आपको कैसा लगा ये भी हमें कमेंट करके जरूर बताएं और इस वीडियो को लाइक और शेयर करना न भूलें। सो दिस इज इट गाइज, थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग द वीडियो, सी यू नेक्स्ट टाइम।
Yeah, that's exactly why I only do vegan, plant-based protein.
Vegan, that's good. That's what you gotta do. Vegan, that's
Yeah,
what it is.
yeah.
I gotta. Hi, we didn't see you there. We were just talking about trying to stay in shape. You know, unlike certain superheroes who wear suits to do all the work for them, we actually get out there and, you know, push-ups, squats.
And no stuntmen allowed.
We sweat. Right. You know, come to think of it, have we ever seen Tony Stark do a single push-up?
Nope. I've never seen him on set.
He had like half a squat the other day, but that's about it. What do you say, Robert Downey Jr.? Push-up contest? Tell you what do we spot him?
20.
We'll spot you 20.
2 dubs, homie. Get in it.
How many of you, raise your hand if you are not in the Infinity War movies?
We're not allowed to speak or even raise our
what do
hands
you-
or even, I mean, are we?
What is Infinity
Can
War?
we
I don't know.
say
I'm with
that?
you.
Well,
Zoe.
Is there a new
I don't
movie
know what
called
that is.
Infinity what?
It's Infinity War. It brings together many characters from the Marvel Universe.
Really?
Have you started shooting that yet?
Wow. Is there I don't know this.
We're shooting a scene right now. Can you? This.
Sure. I mean, everything that he's gonna do.
Are you giving away baby cows?
Yes, Oprah is giving away baby cows.
What do you call a baby cow?
A calf.
And what do you drive?
A car.
That's the exact same thing.
Listen, I thought she said
This is not good for me right
I
now.
have no idea what's going on.
You were in Japan? You were in Japan?
Yeah, I went to Tokyo.
Were you in Japan too?
Yeah, I was.
You guys were in
Sorry, Michael. They sent everyone to Japan except.
You know,
for
I just noticed also I wasn't in this trailer.
You know what?
You've been cut out of the movie.
Weren't in the trailer.
Wait a minute.
Yondu's not in the
They
movie.
cut you out.
First of all, may I say happy belated birthday?
Thank you. Yeah. Glad somebody remembered. That's weak. That's weak.
Did you not get Robert a gift?
No, I know. The check's in my mouth, and I didn't know. And then on Twitter, they were like, "Oh, Chris, you missed his birthday."
At the end of the first Avengers film, you saw a little bit more of him in Guardians of the Galaxy, and then you saw him grab a golden gauntlet at the end of Age of Ultron. Ladies and gentlemen, Thanos, Josh Brolin.
You guys are very very color coordinated here. I like that.
We texted beforehand.
Yeah, Tuesday is Navy.
I like that.
You're the only woman in the film. Is that fun? Is that because it's so many men in the film?
Yeah, there's a lot of guys. I mean, now we have Lizzie and Kobe are both in it, which is helpful. I surround myself with like an army of women to kind of protect me against all the testosterone.
The same chemistry we're going to see in Infinity War, the love-hate situation between you two. They keep pairing you together, so there's something.
a couple looks.
I mean, we glance at it. We glare.
Yeah.
Glare.
You've mastered that at this point.
Yeah.
This must have.
He is.
Yeah. Great guy. Great guy.
He's got a lot going on. He's the title character in this epic.
Oh, that's a bummer.
There's a lot of weight on these shoulders.
That's a bummer.
Well, I think I've got a feeling you may have a nice gift on your doorstep tomorrow.
I'd like to think so, yeah.
You knew him first as Jarvis, then as Vision, Paul Bettany. And Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch, Elizabeth Olsen.
Atlanta in July, so you're in the full...
It was beautiful. I don't know what you're talking about. I was either in a lovely, sprawling, rented home or an air-conditioned helicopter. I mean, I did see you on the tarmac doing action for 6 months. But you see, once the helmet closes, I'm not there.
You go home.
Should have thought of that.
I know. Believe me, every day you just wish he had that full
It is brilliant.
Oh, jeez.
Wait, what am I looking at?
How do you like them apples?
I'll say true.
Yeah, no, it's a Macintosh.
Macintosh.
It's a
anyway.
Macintosh.
Oh, well. I got distracted, sorry.
Certainly don't know your apples. That was why we did it, because you'd be distracted.
This must have kind of been like going to Disneyland, coming to set every day with all of the Avengers in one film.
It was good until Tom Holland showed up with his juice boxes and Diva and his assistant.
Yeah, but he upgraded now. You saw
He did.
that.
Now he has two assistants.
Ever since the new movie came out.
The movie come out, now he has two assistants.
Really?
Like one dude literally just has a backpack of juice boxes.
You really need a Porsche to go to Crafties? I
Really?
don't think so. I'm
He has
not
a
saying,
Porsche golf cart.
We're gonna have to bring this up with
The
him.
kid's a bit much.
There were a few Guardians that came as well. You met her this year in Volume 2 as Mantis. Welcome, Palm Clementieff.
Well, they've been filming since February. I don't start till May. There's so many people involved.
And is this possibly the last time that you're Captain America?
It is. My contract is up. I have Avengers 3 and 4. We do Avengers 3 now. 4 is the latter part of the year, and then after that, that is the end of my contract.
Okay, because I need you for you're doing a movie that we're doing a movie together.
Are we?
Yes.
What movie?
Jekyll.
We hadn't seen it, so it's always cool for us too to get these. We're sitting on the stage just as geeked as everybody else. We hadn't seen any of it.
Wow.
Yeah,
I got goosebumps.
Really?
I did. I was like,
that-
they're all gonna die. They're all gonna die.
Wait, just give us a spoiler.
He kind of did. Cut
Spoiler
that
alert.
part out.
Spoiler alert.
Everybody dies. We cut that part out.
The reluctant daughter of Thanos, Nebula, Karen Gillan.
This movie?
Or before you did Iron Man, the first Iron Man movie.
Yeah, like I was thinking. It's the best thing that ever happened to me. I mean, it's just been a great job, and we've all made good friends and stuff. You can clap.
Yeah, now you guys have to
Living in France, Scarlett has learned to make traditional crepes from her sister-in-law.
Oh, man. I'll say true.
You were wrong.
Oh.
Yeah, no, she's not learned a thing.
She hasn't learned
Nothing. She's not even trying. Don't even.
I am trying.
No.
Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan, and maybe Benedict, you can confirm or deny this, that apparently now you have two assistants. You ride a Porsche to catering. You have someone who carries your juice boxes. There was
Juice boxes is the most important one.
Yeah, now you're doubling.
Sometimes I'll give Benedict a juice box if he's been a good boy.
Which sometimes it is.
Yeah, okay.
Drax, Dave Bautista. Ladies and gentlemen, War Machine, Don Cheadle.
That would be correct.
Anthony? You're the biggest trailer?
Well,
I have a lot of stuff, you know, so I just, you know, it's really nice. It's really, you know, I gotta, you know, he has like 5 of them.
You got 1,000 quads.
Chris used to work at Disneyland, and in this picture, he's helping a child reach for a lost balloon. We're getting him back now.
What's happening?
What is going on? You can't do that at Disneyland.
That's not.
No,
That's not.
that is
no.
true. He's not looking for a lost balloon at all.
True.
Oh, Evans is a very, very capable guy. I mean, you know, chicks dig him too. He's a very, very capable guy. I've saw a wild amount of action that you perform. I do a little. I got a couple moments.
You do. I've seen it.
But I really just wanted to come to set on my days off and watch you suffer.
And the Winter Soldier, Sebastian Stan. And the Falcon, Anthony Mackie.
Somebody knocked at my door and said, and he was sitting in a golf cart, and he said, like, you're cordially invited to Robert Downey's village. I said, wow. So I left my burrito. And then in the far distance, I saw that huge space with, 4 or 5 trailers, you know,
Thanks,
lawn,
Kevin.
palm trees. You know, I had a 3-course meal.
Chris played Mr. Freezy in The Iceman, but in this picture, he looks muy caliente. True or false?
Yeah, he looks.
Yes.
He looks muy,
Yeah.
muy
Yes,
caliente.
yes.
I'll take it.
All right.
Yes.
That's great. That was a fun game. I've
Look
enjoyed
at you,
it.
my God, you're a beast.
I know.
Your magic.
Look at that. That's what's under all that right there.
That's it.
Yeah.
Please tell me if this is true, that you had your furniture from home shipped to Atlanta so you would have your own furniture while you were there.
I didn't do a thing, the moving company.
He did.
Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch.
The first one for me was like first day at school, whereas this was like, woohoo!
You were able to jump right into it.
Well, it was magical, too, because little Missy over here was knocked up.
Yeah, you were.
No.
And
Yes. It was incredibly magical.
were you?
Every magical moment.
And I was quite sad when he left because I was only invited twice.
That's everybody's goal every day is at lunch to see who's going to get invited to the village. And you get so jealous. Like the day he was invited, I see him go by my trail. I'm like, motherfucker.
I'm the Graydon Carter of the MCU.
Oh.
The King of Wakanda, Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman.
Scarlett, were you worried when you realized you're like, oh, I'm pregnant, and now I have to be in this very, very tight suit and riding a motorcycle as well?
I did all of my motorcycle riding stunts, yes. No, I didn't do any of them, actually.
Oh, you didn't?
Are you crazy? Come on. She's pregnant.
Yeah. Will you carry the hammer with you?
Yeah, I'll throw it. It won't come back. Back in special effects, but I'll throw it anyway.
When was the last time you used an actual hammer for home repair, etc.?
Oh well, I hung a picture at home. It didn't stay up. It fell off.
You're lucky you didn't knock the house down. Robert.
Is this all we have? No, because we also have a Hulk. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Ruffalo. The mighty Thor, Chris Hemsworth.
Robert, would you consider yourself to be the leader of this group?
If you say so.
Do you guys consider Robert to be the leader of the group? You do not. A team? Okay. All right. All right.
It's worth bringing out the man who started it all. Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Downey Jr. Oh, man.
That Iron Man would have a new, because you're constantly developing these suits, but it doesn't make that much sense that Captain America would be like, nah, I love some
you know what?
frills.
Now
More blue.
Who is the social director for the group? Who's in charge of fun in general?
Oh, Chris.
No, we're not gonna do that. We're on TV, guys.
Is this brunch time or is this after hours?
After hours kind of thing.
You're in there with
You're
me.
just as bad. You understand.
Yeah, you're just as bad.
And the clouds roll
How is this dude still alive? He is not a dude. You're a dude. This is a man. A handsome, muscular man. I'm muscular.
Here we are on the set of Avengers. I've been lucky enough, along with other Guardians of the Galaxy, to join up with the Avengers and be here and get an opportunity to save the world.
Does it make you an Avenger now as well?
I don't know. I hope maybe like a third string Avenger. Yeah.
I was one of the founding members, so.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, so he's huge.
It's been this witnessing of like people's lives growing and changing. It's been a really cool experience.
Working with Lizzie has been really, really awesome. And I think there is something very powerful about being able to play women who do heroic things. And those women are so awesome. So we've had a really good time.
You know, out of all of the people that I've had the good fortune to work with, these two particular guys and the triumvirate that we formed together, it's very special friendship and decade plus of time together.
Go team, yeah!
Hanging out with everyone on the set is one of the best parts of this job, actually, because it does have this kind of large, extended family feel.
I had a bit of a bucket list. I wanted to work with Pratt because I thought he'd be good fun. Proven completely wrong on that front. He was arduous and boring and not particularly funny.
Boom!
Well, at first blanch, it's hard to know what to make of Cumberbatch. And then the more time I spent with him on and off set, I just kind of infatuated with this guy.
I was thinking, you know, the journey that Robert Downey Jr. has made, he's the godfather of all this.
It has literally been the adventure of a lifetime. I get a little misty thinking about it, so, you know, I lucked out.
Scooby-Doo pop pop. Y el pum 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 pum. Y el pum 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 pum. Y el pum 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 pum. Pum 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 pum. Y la cosa suena ra 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 ra.
Hold up.
Those battles usually start with either the stunt team or the VFX team.
Yes, sir.
We owe it to Sam Hargrave to create these amazing stunts for Titan.
Bringing Avengers Infinity War to audiences is an incredible road Joe and I have traveled with Marvel.
We're gonna be doing these big wide shots, and we're gonna expand your tribe by like hundreds.
We've got a room full of movie stars. We've got 3 franchise-carrying actors here.
This is our first day. Here we are in Pinewood in Atlanta, and it's actually pretty unbelievable. You can actually engage in this collaborative, creative conversation about what should this look like.
It's been a marathon. It's actually been a double marathon because we shot both Avengers 3 and 4 back-to-back in a 1-year time frame. So it's about as Herculean a task, I think, as there is in filmmaking.
The last thing that you guys were playing was really...
We would show them our previous material just to let them know, like, these are the certain things that you would be working with to get to this final product.
It's gonna look awesome when Chris does it.
It's a distress signal rocket. Someone could be dying.
But it has been, I think, the most fulfilling creative endeavor we've ever experienced.
Will you walk forward 10 feet straight on this line?
Yeah, straight to camera.
Action!
Bring me Thanos!
Every character, every hero involved has to use the highest level of their power just to stay on the battlefield with him. There's been 18 films building up to this, and we wanted the audience to go on a journey and have an emotional catharsis and a response to the situations that these characters get put in and ultimately the choices that they make, which are heartbreaking.
I told you to go right.
The big two, Thanos versus Iron Man. This is the showdown. This is what it's all about. This is what the whole movie's leading up to. Right here, we got Robert Downey Jr., Josh Brolin going hand to hand right here.
Stark.
How do you know my name?
I know your soul. It is much like mine, cursed with knowledge.
My only curse is you.
Joe and I, we've counted ourselves as fans long, long before we ever became filmmakers in the MCU. These movies would be nothing without the passion that the fans bring to them. We feel a really special kinship with the fandom, and it drives us to ever greater heights in storytelling.
Hold up.
Josh Brolin is bringing a new iconic villain to life.
He's basically an eco-terrorist, and he wants to eliminate 50% of the universe to save the other 50%.
We wanted to tell a story about a character with a really complex and empathetic interior life. There's not a lot of actors that can give you both of those things.
Thanos is a very complex character. What he's doing from his point of view is a very positive thing.
Josh Brolin brings a reality to the character. He's wearing that mocap suit. He's wearing the motion capture cameras. The performance is coming through, not only in his gestures and his face, but in his eyes.
There's about 2,900 visual effects shots in the movie. We wanted to make it as photographic as possible. And I think that that's the most important part.
Black Panther is a hugely important Marvel character, hugely important in the history of comics. And it felt like the best way to introduce him was within Captain America Civil War.
When there was an opportunity in the Civil War development process where we needed another character, he was the one and only person on the list. Introducing Black Panther was really exciting for us and sort of fortified our belief that he deserved his own standalone movie.
We put together a cast and a crew among the best that we've ever assembled, led by our director, Ryan Coogler.
Panther, he kind of exists in a gray area, and in addition to being a soldier, he has a more important job, which is a politician. He's constantly making these choices in the fog of politics and in the fog of war.
Called it El Dorado. They looked for it in South America, but it was in Africa the whole time.
We deal with royalty, we deal with royal families, but unlike our other films, it's right here on Earth. We get to explore different cultures and different aspects of our world.
For Black Panther and the world of Wakanda, it's finding those real-life touchstones that we think gives the film an integrity, yet still making it something that you've never seen before.
And made it out alive.
Before creation itself, there were 6 singularities. Forged into infinity stones.
This is our first day. Here we are in Pinewood in Atlanta, and it's actually pretty unbelievable.
Day one of what promises to be a year of fun-filled lensing.
I remember actually going to see the first Avengers with one of my best mates from home, and I'd never have dreamed that I'd ever be in one of these movies, let alone playing Spider-Man. I feel like I'm on top of the world because this is just mind-blowing.
What we always try to do at Marvel Studios is we're building the cinematic universe, is look at the big picture. How can things relate across movies and across years? Avengers Infinity War is the culmination of the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe as started in May of 2008 with the release of Iron Man 1. And it really is an unprecedented culmination of a series of films interlinked together, which at the time had never been done before. And for us, the important thing is making it all come together. We know they're going to face Thanos. We've been setting that up since Avengers 1. How do you do that in a way that is unexpected, that pits the Avengers against somebody who is more powerful than anyone they faced, and yet make them completely unprepared to face him? Well, tear them apart, which is why we did Civil War before Infinity War.
As we were conceiving and executing Civil War, the end of that movie was very much a setup for what these movies would be. We always had the sense of that.
Tony is now talking to Steve. The Avengers are basically a name with nobody in it. The world is vulnerable.
Tony senses this greater threat approaching, and so he is doing everything in his power to keep the Earth safe.
Thanos shows us why he's the biggest, the best, the baddest villain that we've ever had, and the most frightening villain that the Avengers have ever faced.
The most exciting part is the incredible roster of well-developed characters, and it's going to create a really combustible, exciting, massive-scale adventure.
You know that we're onto something within the studio when we hit upon an idea or we see a piece of concept art and all of us in the room go, this is cool. And in Avengers Infinity War, the Avengers will meet the Guardians of the Galaxy.
No, we're family.
Hey, it's Gigi Hadid. For more videos like this, click here.
Hi, I'm Cara Delevingne. Please don't forget to subscribe by clicking this button right here. Boop.
Thanks for watching.
Josh Brolin is bringing a new iconic villain to life.
Thanos is a very complex character. What he's doing from his point of view is a very positive thing.
He's basically an eco-terrorist, and he wants to eliminate 50% of the universe to save the other 50%.
We wanted to tell a story about a character with a really complex and empathetic interior life. And there's not a lot of actors that can give you both of those things.
Josh Brolin brings a reality to the character. He's wearing that mocap suit. He's wearing the motion capture cameras. The performance is coming through, not only in his gestures and his face, but in his eyes.
There's about 2,900 visual effects shots in the movie. We wanted to make it as photographic as possible. And I think that that's the most important part.
Those battles usually start with either the stunt team or the VFX team.
Yes, sir.
We owe it to Sam Hargrave to create these amazing stunts for time.
We've got a room full of movie stars. We've got 3 franchise-carrying actors here.
This is our first day. Here we are in Pinewood in Atlanta, and it's actually pretty unbelievable. You can actually engage in this collaborative, creative conversation about what should this look like.
We would show them our previous material just to let them know, like, these are the certain things that you would be working with to get to this final product.
It's gonna look awesome when Chris does it.
Every character, every hero involved has to use the highest level of their power just to stay on the battlefield with him.
The big two, Thanos versus Iron Man. This is the showdown. This is what it's all about. This is what the whole movie's leading up to right here. We got Robert Downey Jr., Josh Brolin going hand to hand right here.
Stark. How do you know my name?
I know your soul. It is much like mine, cursed with knowledge.
My only curse is you.
Which Marvel Avenger would you rather babysit your kids?
Ooh. What's Palm's name? What's Palm's name? With the antenna.
Mantis.
Mantis.
Mantis is good.
Mantis.
Put him to sleep, easy.
Yeah.
Oh.
I want Mantis.
Yep.
Done.
Mantis, all right.
Mantis.
And do you have a favorite Disney movie?
I do. I really love Robin Hood, the original one, the Fox and the Vixen one. And I also love Tarzan. Tarzan is an amazing, amazing one for me.
Good choice.
I'm really bad at favorites, but I mean, all the Toy Stories are extraordinary.
5 of Thor's hammers home. I don't know how they missed 5 hammers, but you managed to smuggle 5 of them home.
Yeah.
One's in your bathroom, right?
One's in the bathroom, yeah.
Did you hear anything from anyone? The Marvel police? Did they contact you?
There's a couple of comments. It made very difficult for me to get another hammer from the next movie.
Right.
Or the new weapon that I have in this film. I was like, oh, I'm going to get one of them. They're like, no. We know what you've done 5 times.
Which Chris was voted People Magazine's sexiest man alive?
Only one of them
I think it's this one.
Yeah.
My brother from another mother.
It's not this guy?
Not yet.
Wow, weird.
Controversial.
It's this one.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course.
Which Chris loves taxidermy?
9! What's that?
You like stuff the animals, right?
He looks like someone that would do that.
Does he?
Boy, I know my weird people.
Would you rather go to dinner with the Hulk or Bruce Banner?
Bruce Banner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
You can
go
make
with
up
Hulk.
answers too.
Hulk is a lot more fun, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bruce Banner.
I'll say the Hulk.
Good
Okay.
luck. There wouldn't be a restaurant left.
It really wouldn't be.
Yeah, so definitely Banner, yeah. It's
Okay.
just a softer, gentler evening out, I would say.
Okay.
Bruce Banner.
I kind of like to have dinner with the Hulk.
You crowd pleaser. Next question.
Did you guys take anything from the set? Any mementos from?
He obviously took my costume. Maybe a little bit of jealousy going on. Ragnarok did really well, but it's like he's already taken over the purple persona.
Which Chris was voted most theatrical in high school?
Theatrical?
Evans!
I mean,
Definitely.
Darling.
That sounds like an end. Why does everybody know this? Like,
because
something
about those
captions
that lately have
come out.
Yeah.
He can't tap dance.
He does West Side Story all the time.
who knows? Yeah, we're like, yeah, we know. Stop.
So would you rather go on a road trip with Loki or Thor? As Tom.
It's a really tough question.
I mean, you go on a road trip with Loki, you know it's going to be interesting, don't you? There's like interesting things that you're going to get up to stuff. It may not be long. He may just abandon you by the side of the road. Be like, just to be like, I'm having this vehicle, or spaceship, or motorcycle, whichever mode of travel you fancy taking. Yes. And then he'll just leave you there and be like, I'm taking this, I'm off on my own.
Yeah, I think it's almost a tie. I would have to go with Thor, but just because it would be a little less complicated.
Yeah, I'd say Thor.
Ooh, Thor. Thor, for sure.
Thor.
Right.
Yeah. Thor's fun.
Thor.
Loki. Excellent choice.
You take any of Thanos' stuff? Was there any stuff?
There was a leopard skin thong that I stole, but that was something
It
that
belongs
just
to Mickey Rourke, though,
it
from IMAX.
equalized all the evil early on. Yeah.
Are you wearing that now?
I am.
You are, that's great.
Which Chris knows conversational German?
Conversational German.
Sorry?
I'm gonna go with...
Yeah, well, he's Australian.
They're allowed to know German too.
Evans.
Oh.
I think so.
I'm gonna go with this dude.
You know conversational.
Weißt du das nicht?
You know your
Conversational German?
Yeah.
That's pretty good, man. Thanks. I'm awesome.
Who of the cast is most likely to reveal a secret or Easter egg from the film?
Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo.
100% is Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The others said that as well.
Of course it's Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
he
that's
does
his
things
whole
like,
bit now.
He does
It's
things
become
like
a bit.
film the
Yeah,
the
he'll
first 10
film
minutes.
a thing that he wasn't supposed to film.
No, I was just gonna tell him I have an endless supply of KY jelly in my car. I know you got a metal arm, but I don't know how you
do
get
too.
in there,
No, it's with the KY.
That's it.
It's
So.
a lovely experience first thing in the morning.
Chris competed on Dancing with the Stars.
What?
No, none of them.
Unforgettable.
Oh, Hemsworth
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
Hemsworth did, and it's amazing.
No way.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Come on, did he win?
I don't think so.
No, he didn't. How recently?
I mean, before the Thor fun.
Oh my
Go
god,
get Pizza
I
YouTube.
have chills.
Yeah.
And who's most likely to spend time playing with the props?
Mark Ruffalo. He loves a prop.
You know what?
He loves a prop.
It's true. It's
He
true,
always
and
has a jacket he's putting on.
Yeah, and if he
or
doesn't have
something,
that, he's like
glasses he's fiddling with.
He undoes his
Yeah.
shoelaces and yeah, he's always
Ruffalo.
very fiddly.
Chris Hemsworth, in my experience.
There it is.
What's KY jelly? Sorry.
I have the beats, the Kamoyo beats.
Oh, those
I
are
actually have
beats.
them on right now.
Oh, so you wear those?
Yeah, you guys can do a swap. You could just his G-string for the bench.
Chris won the Fantasy Football League recently.
Okay.
I mean, American football?
It's definitely not this one.
They play in the same league, and they talk about it all the time on set. And I know when they bring up
no
football, I
idea,
just
but
am
I
like, I
just
can't
didn't
be
do
involved
that.
in the
I
conversation.
have no
I don't know.
idea.
I think actually
Wrong.
Evans won.
They talk trash about it incessantly. Never let it go.
Which one? Evan?
Evans.
Boston in the house.
It was this one. He talks about it all the time.
And who's most likely to scream or jump first?
Mackie screams a lot. Certainly screams a lot, yeah.
Yeah,
all
you
in good
do.
fun, but
Yeah.
but I usually know when he's around from far away.
Anthony Mackie.
Well, he would just scream.
He would just scream.
I don't think he would be. I don't think if you went like that to him, he'd jump.
No, I'm sure. I don't know.
I don't know either.
No, my brother is a fanatic about this stuff. And when you start to get into real fanatics about, hey, I'm going to play Thanos, it's like, wait a second, man. You're playing Thanos? Why? And then you start to go, and he said, well, what are you doing to prep and all that? And then I tell him what my prep is. He goes, that's totally wrong.
Really?
But yeah, it's cool being around fanatics.
Chris is the tallest. It's close. It's very close.
It's not that close.
Which Chris is taller? You don't measure them every day on set? You don't? Yeah.
Not by much.
No.
Pratt or Hemsworth? I think it's Hemsworth.
I don't know. I'm going to go for Pratt.
Trust the young one.
Oh, he's got smarter eyes than me. I'm old.
Do you know which Chris is taller?
Yes.
This one. This is easy.
He's the tallest Chris in the world.
No, Hemsworth.
Oh, yeah, maybe you're right.
Yeah, it's Hemsworth by an inch.
7-1. This is in height order.
Yes. You don't get bonus points. Oh, yeah. Exactly.
Who's most likely to enjoy their costume the most?
I would say Tom.
Really?
Vision. Holland.
Not Vision, not Vision. Tom Holland, because it's the whole CG thing where you're not really wearing the suit.
Oh, really?
Kind of like.
Yeah.
It's just, they look so comfortable.
They do, yeah.
And I really
Yeah.
just want to punch them in the face every time I see them. Because they're like really stiff and then they're just like, you know, like jogging bottoms.
Did you bring your brother to the premiere?
I did not. He chose not to be at the premiere because he wanted to see it in a group with his friends.
Oh, really?
He chose not to be with me in order to have his own experience because he knew that the premiere might be about, you know, that thing and actors and all that kind of thing. I kind of understand. I kind of understand.
There's a little, you know, with brothers.
So
it's
if you
always
see my brother out there, make it about my brother if you see him in the theater.
Who's the most charming Chris? That's just too easy.
I'm gonna add myself to the Chris.
What's that mythical beast with 3 Chris heads?
I'm gonna go with him. I'm gonna go with him.
Oh, she's so happy about it, too.
He's my soul brother.
Why don't you love yourself, man? Come on.
Because he's humble.
Sorry, I was lost for a moment.
No, I get it.
It's not that bad, you guys.
I quite like the costume.
Yeah, it's not that bad. It's just a corset, and corsets are nice. But I do think the people who are winning are the ones who are playing the tree and the squirrel.
Yeah,
They're winning.
Yeah, they've got it the best. They've got it the easiest.
Yeah.
How about the rest of you? You have similar
Well,
things?
my mom went to see Black Panther, and then she called me afterwards and said, I thought you were in this film. And I said, I am at the end. She was like, I didn't stay.
Oh, she didn't stay in the...
No, so I didn't have her come out on me because it was all around.
Winter Soldier. Pratt.
No. Doctor Strange. No. Thor.
Star-Lord.
Thor. It's the hammer. There's a hammer.
Oh, it's a hammer. It looks a bit like a gun.
But can you just appreciate the pot noodle head?
You know
Thor. Got a hammer.
Thor's got a
Thor's got a hammer.
Who does the best imitation of a colleague?
Benedict is a very good impersonator. He's done impressions of me, apparently.
Has he?
Yeah. He hasn't shown me his impression of me, but yeah, I've been made aware.
I think that's Hiddleston's thing, isn't it?
Oh yeah, he does a lot of impersonations.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's his best one?
I don't know if there's a best one.
Yeah,
I don't know if there's a
know
good
either.
one.
I laughed at Mark crying.
Were you guys
cried.
sitting
I
together?
saw you crying like a.
What?
Were you guys sitting together?
No.
No.
I just peered over.
Did you guys really cry? Or is that true, or?
I have to say I cried at 3 separate occasions.
Really?
There was a time when Oh, you're right. Where's my phone?
You guys are all way better at drawing than I was.
Because of the black hair, my instinct is to say
That's Tom Hiddleston.
Loki.
Oh, that's a good one.
Rosie, that is clearly Loki.
Yes.
Hey, look at her wrinkly forehead.
Who gives the best look for dramatic effect for the camera?
Evans.
Oh,
Yeah?
Evans.
Evans for sure.
Evans, and he can turn it on like that. He'll
Yeah.
be talking to you, and then they're like.
He'll be
action.
laughing, then they'll be like, and we're rolling, and then he'll just be like,
You know what? You're right. He never.
so good at it.
He never laughs. You can never make him laugh on.
he'll laugh
camera.
afterwards though.
Sebastian Stan.
Yeah.
With that hair, you just
The look
and it's there.
of
The
lost.
Winter Soldier power.
Who among you guys is in the same category? Oh, yeah, Mark, didn't you like...
That's not fair, man. Not fair.
Mark turned up to the Thor Ragnarok premiere.
Right.
And Instagram Live the first 20 minutes.
Not
That is so not true. I mean, that's verifiably untrue.
Verifiable, yeah.
Fake news.
That's what you...
A cat.
Batman.
Again, Rocket Raccoon?
I can see a tail.
With an apron.
Who else has a tail?
I can see also a bit of Wakandan design there in the body.
That is,
Is that a
I mean, it
tail?
could
that
be
is,
a
that is
panther.
Black Panther.
Oh, Black Panther.
Of course.
That's all it is.
Yeah,
It's just
that's all it is. Just a
it's a stare that kind of goes, I'll kill you, or do you know what's next? Do you know what's happening next?
I like it.
Really good.
Thank you.
Ooh, that's intense as well.
How's that?
I like it.
Ooh, you smoldered. You smoldered.
My eyes are twitching. Is that scary? Is that scary when I do that?
Well, that's a little up top.
At what point did you realize that you were actually, I think, committing a felony? I mean, I think you were, when you were showing that on Instagram Live, did you realize that?
In all fairness.
Yes.
It was in my pocket.
What, the phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they heard the first 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
15.
Okay,
Let's
this
just break
is
this down.
art, guys.
This is impressionistic.
Yes.
This is almost.
This is what we do at the gallery all
cubist.
the time.
Yeah, yeah.
This is really special.
I mean, you know, Vision, maybe?
Is it Hulk, maybe?
Oh, this is so
That's
beautiful. I
so-
want to hang this.
I
in my-
feel like that might be.
It's yellow.
Iron Man.
Oh, who's yellow?
I always see me. I need to call my shrink.
What an amazing Iron Man.
I know what it is. It's Iron Man flying around so fast you can't see him.
You know, it's got a bit of Tony about it.
The Rock character, the character that...
Korg.
Yeah, just funny.
So
just
funny, man.
And
Hey,
then-
bro, my name is Korg. I'm made of rocks.
My friend does that, you know.
My name is Korg. I'm kind of like the leader in here. Made of rocks, as you can see, but don't let that intimidate you.
And when I knew, first my phone was just blowing up, like I was getting these texts, and I was like, oh, I hope my mom's okay.
Yeah.
But I was like, I can't check my phone in the middle of the theater. That's rude, especially in my own movie.
Josh, you got me foxed here.
This looks like Iron Man again.
No, it's great. I'm just wondering.
Spider-Man.
Rocket?
Oh, it's the chipmunk. What is he called? The rodent. He's a squirrel.
And are those nipples?
Oh, Drax.
Yes, of course it's Drax. I'm sorry, Joshua. Quite right.
Oh, that's a good Drax.
My nipples.
Who among you is least trustworthy when it comes to the secrets?
Even the audience, even they know.
I heard that rumor too.
Tom,
You know
did you
what's
tell
funny?
them what happens before?
So the end of the movie. No, I don't know.
Snitches
No, I remember.
end up in ditches.
Yeah. No,
First of all, the American version of that, even though we love your Britishness, is snitches get stitches.
Right.
Ready? Let's go.
It's Gigi Hadid, and for more videos like this, click here.
Hi, I'm Alicia Vikander. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe.
Hi, I'm Cara Delevingne. Please don't forget to subscribe by clicking this button right here.
Tell me his name again.
Thanos.
One of the early decisions we made on Infinity War, we knew we wanted to go big. The storyline of Infinity War is big. The cast roster and character roster of Infinity War is big. The visual effects, the worlds we visit are big. The movie had to seem big. And Joe and Amp said, let's shoot in IMAX. And the question up to that point was, okay, well, which sequences? I said, no, the entire movie should be shot in IMAX.
They're fantastic cameras. The chip is incredible. It's at a resolution that is unprecedented. So I think as filmmakers, it's an amazing tool for us, the way that it captures light, the way that it captures color.
On the roof!
In Civil War, we had a sequence that took place in an airport. And that really became a test scene for us for a couple of reasons. The first was we never had that many characters interacting with each other before in one sequence. It was also a test for those IMAX cameras to say, can we utilize the sheer enormity of this frame? And the answer quickly was yes. It was the success of that sequence with all the cast, with the IMAX cameras, and with Joe and Anthony Russo directing that really gave us the confidence to say, let's even embark on Infinity War. Let's put more characters in it. Let's certainly have Joe and Anthony direct it. And let's use IMAX cameras for the whole thing.
This does put a smile on my face.
I think if you were to look at the last 10 years as a book, Avengers 3 and Avengers 4 are the final chapters of that book. There's some endings, there's some new beginnings.
One of the great values of these movies is like nobody's ever seen something quite like them.
The level of ambition in these films are pretty high, and we needed equipment that could help us fulfill that ambition.
In time, you will know what it's like to lose. To feel so desperately that you're right, yet to fail all the same.
From day one on a production, when the cameras first start rolling, we think about the audience that is anticipating the experience, that will be buying their tickets early, waiting online if they have to, reserving their seats, sitting in that theater, waiting for the lights to go down. And we just think about one thing and one thing only, delivering on that promise, delivering on that experience. And that's the immersive experience that IMAX gives you, where you lose the rest of the theater, you don't see it, all you see is the image, and allows you to be in that world. Because that's what we want. That's what we want the audience to experience, is to be on that journey with us, with the characters, in as full and rich and immersive a way as possible. And that's what IMAX does.
I hope they remember you.
Agent Romanoff, you miss me?
Oh yeah, Charles, we got ourselves an X-Men fan.
Captain.
Your Highness.
Captain, big fan, Spider-Man. Hey, everyone.
Hulk, I know you like making your entrance at the last second. Well, this is it, man. This is the last second. I'll do it myself! Come on!
Titan was like most planets. Too many mouths, not enough to go around. And when we faced extinction, I offered a solution.
Genocide.
They called me a madman. And what I predicted came to pass.
Congratulations, you're a prophet.
I'm a survivor. apex dark. When I'm done, half of humanity will still be alive. Ready? Let's go.
Hey, it's Gigi Hadid. For more videos like this, click here.
Hi, I'm Cara Delevingne. Please don't forget to subscribe by clicking this button right here. Boop.
Thanks for watching.
You're still here. It's over. Go home.
Tell me his name again.
Thanos.
One of the early decisions we made on Infinity War, we knew we wanted to go big. The storyline of Infinity War is big. The cast roster and character roster of Infinity War is big. The visual effects, the worlds we visit are big. The movie had to seem big. And Joe and Anth said, let's shoot in IMAX. And the question up to that point was, okay, well, which sequences? I said, no, the entire movie should be shot in IMAX.
They're fantastic cameras. The chip is incredible. It's at a resolution that is unprecedented. So I think as filmmakers, it's an amazing tool for us, the way that it captures light, the way that it captures color.
On the roof!
In Civil War, we had a sequence that took place in an airport. And that really became a test scene for us for a couple of reasons. The first was we never had that many characters interacting with each other before in one sequence. It was also a test for those IMAX cameras to say, can we utilize the sheer enormity of this frame? And the answer quickly was yes. It was the success of that sequence with all the cast, with the IMAX cameras, and with Joe and Anthony Russo directing that really gave us the confidence to say, let's even embark on Infinity War. Let's put more characters in it. Let's certainly have Joe and Anthony direct it, and let's use IMAX cameras for the whole thing.
This does put a smile on my face.
I think if you were to look at the last 10 years as a book, Avengers 3 and Avengers 4 are the final chapters of that book. There's some endings, there's some new beginnings.
One of the great values of these movies is like nobody's ever seen something quite like them.
The level of ambition in these films are pretty high, and we needed equipment that could help us fulfill that ambition.
In time, you will know what it's like to lose. To feel so desperately that you're right, yet to fail all the same.
From day one on a production, when the cameras first start rolling, we think about the audience that is anticipating the experience, that will be buying their tickets early, waiting online if they have to, reserving their seats, sitting in that theater, waiting for the lights to go down. And we just think about one thing and one thing only, delivering on that promise, delivering on that experience. And that's the immersive experience that IMAX gives you, where you lose the rest of the theater, you don't see it, all you see is the image, and allows you to be in that world. Because that's what we want. That's what we want the audience to experience, is to be on that journey with us, with the characters, in as full and rich and immersive a way as possible. And that's what IMAX does.
I hope they remember you.
How is this dude still alive?
He is not a dude. You're a dude. This is a man. A handsome, muscular man. I'm muscular.
Here we are on the set of Avengers. I've been lucky enough, along with other Guardians of the Galaxy, to join up with the Avengers and be here and get an opportunity to save the world.
Does it make you an Avenger now as well?
I don't know. I hope. Maybe like a third string Avenger, yeah.
I was one of the founding members, so.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, so he's huge.
You know, out of all of the people that I've had the good fortune to work with, these two particular guys and the triumvirate that we formed together, it's very special friendship and decade plus of time together.
Go team, yeah!
It's been this witnessing of like people's lives growing and changing. It's been a really cool experience.
Working with Lizzie has been really, really awesome. And I think there is something very powerful about being able to play women who do heroic things. And those women are so awesome. So we've had a really good time.
Hanging out with everyone on the set is one of the best parts of this job, actually, because it does have this kind of large, extended family feel.
I had a bit of a bucket list. I wanted to work with Pratt because I thought he'd be good fun. Proven completely wrong on that front. He was arduous and boring and not particularly funny.
Boom!
Well, at first glance, it's hard to know what to make of Cumberbatch. And then the more time I spent with him on and off set, I just kind of infatuated with this guy.
I was thinking, you know, the journey that Robert Downey Jr. has made, he's the godfather of all this.
It has literally been the adventure of a lifetime. I get a little misty thinking about it. So, you know, I lucked out.
భయపడిన పారిపోయిన మీ అంతం సమీపించింది. Dread it, run from it, and destiny still arrives. Right, Tony. Mind blowing.
ఒకటండి బల్లాల దేవుడు చేసిన తర్వాత ఇలాంటి ప్రపంచంలో ఉన్న విలన్స్ అందరూ నా దగ్గరికి వస్తున్నారు. సో అవెంజర్స్ థానోస్ అనేది నాకు చిన్నప్పటి నుంచి తెలిసిన ఒక క్యారెక్టర్, కామిక్స్లో చదివాను. అండ్ ఇంతకు ముందు మార్వెల్ సినిమాల్లో కూడా మనం చూసాం. సో ఈసారి ఇన్ఫినిటీ వార్ థానోస్కి నేను వాయిస్ ఇస్తున్నా, నేను చేయడం నాకు డెఫినెట్గా చాలా ఎక్సైట్ అయ్యాను. అండ్ అడిగినప్పుడే అంటే ఈ అవెంజర్స్ ఈ సినిమాలతో ఏమవుతుందంటే, ఇదే సంవత్సరం నేను ఒక 4 రోజుల క్రితం బ్లాక్ ప్యాంథర్ అనే సినిమా చూసాను. దాని ముందు ఒక 3 నెలల క్రితం డాక్టర్ స్ట్రేంజ్ అనే సినిమా చూసాను. దాని ముందు ఐరన్ మ్యాన్ను కెప్టెన్ అమెరికా కొట్టుకునే సివిల్ వార్ అనే సినిమా చూసాను. సో ఈ ప్రతి సినిమా నాకు నచ్చుతాను. అండ్ నాకు ఎంత ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఉందంటే, మధ్యలో థాయిలాండ్లో షూటింగ్ చేస్తూ ఒక ప్లేను 2 ప్లేన్లు వేసుకుని 14 గంటలు ఇక్కడ తిరిగి వచ్చి ఒకే డబ్బింగ్ థియేటర్లో డబ్బింగ్ చెప్పేసాను బాంబేలో. సో ఐ హోప్ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ యూ లైక్ ఇట్. అండ్
Avengers Infinity War.
Thanos is a very complex character. What he's doing from his point of view is a very positive thing.
Josh Brolin brings a reality to the character. He is wearing that mocap suit. He's wearing the motion capture cameras. The performance is coming through, not only in his gestures and his face, but in his eyes.
There's about 2,900 visual effects shots in the movie. We wanted to make it as photographic as possible. And I think that that's the most important part.
Ready? Let's go.
Let's put on our mean faces.
Hold on, there's a fly.
There is something awesome about seeing these heroes interacting with each other for the first time.
I'm Dr. I Can't Walk.
Classic.
You guys are screwed now!
It's gonna look awesome.
Cool?
So cool.
All right, kid, you're an Avenger now.
Yes!
Marvel Studios, Avengers Infinity War, on digital today.
Hey, Valley here. So did you like that Marvel video? Are you a huge Marvel fan? Well, I've got a cool fact for you from Iron Man. Did you know that a member of Rage Against the Machine appears in the movie? Squint and you might just make out a star cameo in the background. One member of the 10 Rings terrorist organization is played by Rage Against the Machine bass player Tom Morello, who considers himself a huge comic book geek and begged director Jon Favreau to include him in the movie. What's your favorite Marvel movie? Let me know in the comments below. And remember, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. See ya!
A great many people see you as heroes. There are some who would prefer the word vigilantes.
The great thing Marvel has done, instead of putting all the superheroes in this movie, they've been able to match the superheroes up pretty well.
Get him off me!
Even though everyone's fighting all at the same time, they have to obviously do like insular sort of fight moments. This can't seem to miss.
Well, first time for everything.
Multiple contusions detected.
Yeah, I detected that too.
We've been spending months basically pre-vising it, and basically where we'd go in on the computer and just plan the attack. And one of the complications about it is like just the sheer number of heroes you have fighting each other, finding those moments that we most wanted to see, and getting every hero a chance through the course of the film to kind of interact with each other and fight with each other. That was probably one of the hardest parts.
What just happened?
Action! Three, two, one, go!
Weird line, and then a weird line takes her.
Bang! Bang! Go! Got it. This will play for my special right through. You know it too, that's great news. The only other piece I was you guys are here. Hey. And shield.
And shield.
Action!
Three, two, one, go!
Weird line, and then a weird line takes us.
Bang! Bang! Go! Got it.
Down here, sir. This will play for violence predator right foreground. So you know it two chapters. That's the great news. The only other key vote you guys are here.
Captain, you've operated with unlimited power and no supervision. That's something the world can no longer tolerate.
What do? We fight.
Hi, I'm Emily Van Camp, and I play Sharon Carter, Agent 13 in Captain America: Civil War.
And I'm Elizabeth Olsen, and I play Wanda Maximoff, Scarlet Witch. It was really exciting to be a part of the film and get a glimpse of Marvel's movie-making magic.
Do you want to see how the movie got made?
Wait, Emily, you know, we can't let them inside because they're not part of the Marvel team.
Right. Well, let's get out of here and tell them about an opportunity to earn their way inside.
In Captain America: Civil War, each hero is forced to take a stand and choose a side in their fight to reform the future. And although the team becomes divided, they remain united by the same goals: the commitment to safeguard humanity, protect the Earth at all costs, and make the world a better place for future generations.
Elizabeth and I are here to tell you about an amazing opportunity for girls just like you to explore your inner potential to reform the future with positive world change through STEM.
Science, technology, engineering, and math.
Marvel, the National Academy of Sciences, Dolby Laboratories, Broadcom, and Synchrony Bank are challenging girls nationwide to develop innovative STEM-based projects.
If you're between the ages of 15 and 18 in grades 10 through 12 and believe you have the potential of creating positive change in the world, you can submit an original project that can be as complicated or as simple as you wish.
Upon completion of the contest, 5 finalists will be selected and have the opportunity to come to California for the red carpet world premiere of Marvel's Captain America: Civil War.
And one very talented and lucky girl will be awarded the grand prize, an internship at Marvel Studios.
knows? So show us what you've got, and soon you may be walking through Marvel's doors as an official studio team member.
For more information, go to www.captainamericachallenge.com. I'm really excited to meet these exceptional young women who have STEM backgrounds and who maybe also want to be part of more of a creative and science-based world, and Marvel's the perfect place for that.
Okay. Cut.
Stop doing that. Of course. I know, but I want the doors to close. Hey, you're in a good rush. Going?
Perhaps Chris Evans is in truth a great actor, but he plays Captain America like he's a big dumb hunk of Alright. I'm gonna act the shit out of this, I promise.
I mean, everything that he's gonna do.
Avengers!
Getting my Avengers tattoo.
Oh my god, that's pretty good.
No. The only Avengers tattoo by the Avengers.
All right. Gets to pour
A pitcher of water.
And let's be clear.
In this picture, Chris is holding a Honey Crisp apple.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, you two.
This is Captain America here.
And I need your help. Are you up for the challenge?
No.
Well, wait.
Oh
I don't even know what the can.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, I panicked. You know it's gonna take a long time.
Do I just sit down? I hate this game.
Ready?
I don't want this.
Why don't you stick a in it?
That's one way to do it.
Chris used to work at Disneyland, and in this picture, he's helping a child reach for a lost balloon. We're getting him back now.
Oh, man.
What's happening?
Who is the social director for
the group? Who's in charge of fun in general?
Chris.
No, we're not gonna do that. We're on TV, guys.
Is this brunch time or is this after hours? After hours kind of thing.
And who was Chris's first kiss?
This I actually know for sure because I remember he was like my hero. He told me about it. It was, and I even know where it was. I don't know if that's the question.
It's not in there, but we'll take it as a bonus point.
Maggie Sullivan, and it was.
Poor Maggie Sullivan.
It was. Oh, they're watching. They're like,
Yeah.
geez, Emily's like, I turned him gay.
I feel like Emily's the one who's like, if it wasn't in the bushes, Maggie wins.
Well, and now I'm gay, so Emily's like, oh. Right.
All right.
Look at that. All right. Look at the eyes. All right. Oh, God.
Stop it.
Where is it?
I didn't do this to you.
No.
Go.
Where is it? Get out of here. Stop. Dude.
Action.
You.
Well, let's see what the ghost wants. Find out what the ghost wants. Let's get this ghost.
Hey, you two. In the blue jacket and purple scarf.
It's kind of weird. Oh, there's a...
Excuse me.
This is turn, dude.
Maybe a little more gentle next time.
Oh, what the heck?
Chris played Mr. Freezy in The Iceman, but in this picture, he looks muy caliente.
Kind of want to see the Wesley Snipes. all right, you want Ben Affleck or Keanu Reeves?
Oh! 21!
The second's rigged. Look at this thing.
Oh, what?
Oh, you didn't jump. You didn't jump. You do a smooth jump.
You're not Russian dancing.
Oh, it's this guy, right? Oh, this guy.
Oh.
Oh.
Sorry, bud. Excuse me, pal. Thanks. Well, no, that's not gonna work. Right there. Just wait. Stop. Okay.
You get it.
Action.
Is that the last donut with red, white, and blue sprinkles?
Okay, ready? Ready, set, and action.
Hi. Nick. Oh, do I do this now?
No, I'm doing it. Yeah, you're doing it.
That scene wasn't meant
hammer
to be
is
like
method.
that. Yeah.
It's a
I was
really
like,
good act.
guys, it's not that heavy. And they're like, actually it is. So that became the joke. Originally it was like, we're all worthy, aren't we? Amazing. What a team. And then they couldn't pick it up. So.
Oh, that's me, right? Just when I wake up.
Is that me? What?
That's RDJ.
Shut up. Since when? I was like, me?
Should I be looking in the camera?
No, you should be looking at my bum.
And as soon as we get any closer to that building, you won't be. And as soon as we get any closer to that building, I won't be able to touch you. Which, to tell you the truth, is all I've thought about since there's a really loud thing happening right now and 6 people running towards it. Sorry.
After this, you'll probably go legit someday and do some real good stuff.
Stop it.
Ladies.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our brand new episode of Collider Mailbag. This is the show where we take your viewer-submitted questions. You email us at collidervideo@gmail.com. We answer them on our weekend mailbag shows and our daily movie talk show. My name is Dennis, and I'm here with
Perry.
And how's your week been going?
It is the weekend. It's the best day of the weekend. The first day of the weekend. It's Saturday.
Yes.
I'm in a pretty good mood.
But we had the first full week since we've been back from Thanksgiving. You know, that
Yeah,
short
but
week.
it's like you go home, you spend the holidays with your family, you come back all refreshed.
Yeah, and then we also have Last Jedi coming up pretty soon for us. You're excited.
I'm really freaking excited.
Okay. All right, let's get to the first question we have from Ashish. And he writes, "Hi, Collider crew. What are some of your best opening sequences for a movie? From recent movies, mine are Casino Royale introducing Daniel Craig as Bond and BVS introducing Superman from Bruce Wayne's point of view. Love what you guys do. Thanks."
I feel like we've answered this before on like a mailbag, months and months ago or on a movie talk or something, but the example I went with the last time we talked about it was Inglourious Basterds.
That one is definitely on my list.
I love that scene so much. It's just so tense, and that was our first introduction really to Christoph Waltz, unless you had seen his previous work, because that was the movie that really put him on the map. And his presence in that scene is just so terrifying and menacing. I love that. But then to throw in probably two obvious ones if you know my taste in movies, Scream, because that opening sequence of Scream, I was way too young seeing that movie to begin with, but when that is your first introduction to a movie that's already over your head, and especially for a genre that I wound up falling in love with through that movie, I mean, just the tree stuff. And when that was over, I remember just being completely shocked, and my poor mother was shocked too, because she's like, why did I bring this child to see this movie? And then also Jurassic Park. I love the opening of Jurassic Park. It does have a horror movie-like quality to it. And even when I watch it now, it's not a moment that feels dated at all, and it's done in a way that's really, I think part of the reason actually why it would never run the risk of feeling dated in terms of creature design and CG is because you don't see anything. It's a scene that is so terrifying without showing anything more than a raptor's eye looking through a little slit in that cage.
Yeah, Spielberg does it with the sounds, with the movement. And
ooh, the sound.
It definitely gives you the sense that there's something terrifying in there. And yeah, I think we've answered this question before, but I have some new ones. Obviously, Inglourious Basterds is one of them. You know, just the tension that Tarantino was able to build in that scene. One that I probably haven't mentioned that I should is one of my favorite openings is There Will Be Blood with Daniel Day-Lewis and Daniel Plainview character. It's 9 minutes straight of there's no dialogue and it's only his character. But through that scene, you get to see what kind of character he is, like the pure will and determination, and also the greed. He's willing to go to extreme lengths, not only just to survive, but to make sure that he gets all that that leads him to becoming a richer person. So I thought that one. And then two, in the superhero genre, you have X-Men 2 with the Nightcrawler sequence, the opening sequence.
That's a really good one.
I remember watching that in the theater and going, oh, that's a way to kick off a film. Like, he almost kills the president, and it's fantastic. Then also The Dark Knight, the Joker sequence. You actually don't even see Joker's face, but you see from behind, and then you just see the whole thing develop, and you're wondering what's going on. So that's another one for me.
I would throw in It also. The new It, comes with a really unforgettable opening that also just tells you right off the bat, this is how far we're going to push it, so get ready.
All right, let's move on to our second question. It's a three-parter, but they're all in the same realm. Victor Abraham writes, hi to Collider crew. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving long weekend. Thank you. I'm sure most of us did. I've watched Logan numerous times since its release earlier this year, and I continue to enjoy the movie as much as I did when I first watched it. My first of 3 questions. With award seasons starting to ramp up and having seen other fantastic movies since its release, does Logan still hold a place in your awards consideration list? My second question, the Young Mutants that cross over into Canada after Logan's burial, can those Young Mutants end up creating Alpha Flight movie? My final question, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the most likely, where is an X-23 solo movie fall on your scale? Thank you for taking my question and looking forward to your reflections. Can you continue the great work, Collider crew? Thank you.
All right. Question number 1, is it still on my personal list to be an awards contender? I think so. I'm hitting that point where we're gearing up to do our top 5 list, and I'm really trying to pare down that list, and it's becoming more and more difficult because I think we are really lucky to have gotten a really strong award season. So while Logan is still in play for me, I think there's too much good competition for it to get an Academy Award nomination. I was thinking that it was going to wind up getting lucky because it's just such a great movie, and I thought there was going to be enough talk to carry it through. But when you start listing the movies that just came out last weekend, that came out the weekend before, before you know it, you're pretty built up close to those 10 nominations. So I don't think Logan is going to wind up with anything, but it is in my personal top 10 at the moment. Then, what was question 2? Oh, the Alpha Flight. So, I don't really know much about Alpha Flight from the source material, but I did look it up, and it kind of makes sense. I do like the idea, but I don't think they're going to go in that direction, and that kind of leads me into an answer to that third question, is because they have made comments about a potential X-23 movie. I don't think we've really heard anything that suggests they're really getting moving on it and have the wheels turning, but we've heard things like, oh, you know, we're working on it, we're working on the script, and that most certainly doesn't mean we're going to get it anytime in the near future. And I don't know what kind of age range they're working with for that character, but Daphne Keene's going to grow up pretty fast, so you know, they always could revisit the character with her as a teenager or her as an adult even, but I don't think we're going to get an X-23 movie, you know, in the next 2 years, let's say.
Okay, can you give me 2 numbers?
2 numbers.
1, what is your anticipation level, 1 through 10, for an X-23 movie? And then secondly, what's your likelihood, not your expectation or even what you want, what's a likelihood, 1 through 10, of an X-23 movie?
I hate scoring things, you know that.
Yeah, but this is easy.
Whether or not I want an X-23 movie, I'm going to give it a 7.
Okay.
And it's not that I don't want it. I do want the movie, but right now I'm so focused on things like Dark Phoenix and New Mutants that's what my sights are set on right now. But once those come and go, if they had announced an X-23 movie coming next, I'd be thrilled. Then, what was the second question? What's the likelihood?
Likelihood, yeah.
Okay, the likelihood right now, given that they already have a bunch of films being worked on at the moment, and I don't see an X-23 movie happening in the very near future, I'm going to give it a 6. Because I still think, because it's not happening in the near future, there is time for them to, I don't know, have plans fall through or just shift their focus onto something else that's working better in the moment.
Okay, for me, I guess I'll start with the first question. Yes, Logan is still in my top 10. It's actually near the top. I just have to watch some more movies to figure out where it actually lands. So for me, and I hope the Academy Award, I don't know if they will or not, just because genre films, you know, even The Dark Knight didn't get nominated.
Yeah.
I hope it gets nominated because I think it deserves it. In terms of Alpha Flight, I don't know a lot about Alpha Flight, but what I do know, it doesn't seem like that's the right fit with those characters. And Alpha Flight's not really that well known. I mean, they're known as the Canadian X-Men, but I just don't think that really holds any weight. But then again, so Guardians of the Galaxy didn't really either, and they turned out as a great movie. And then in terms of wanting to see an X-23 movie,
give me a number.
Yeah,
I want to score right now.
I actually wrote down 7, just like you. I don't need one. That's the thing. Would I be excited if they were going to make one? Sure. But I just don't, after Logan, I don't need to see a continuation of that storyline because I just thought it was the perfect ending for the Logan Wolverine character. In terms of likelihood, though, I'll go much lower than you. I'm going 3. I'm going 3 because, you know, remember, this is still a business. They want to see a financial return. You're talking about a character that is going to be minus Hugh Jackman and the Wolverine character, and yes, they've done that in the past, but I just don't know if they're willing to take that chance. So I'm going to put lower on the spectrum at number 3. At 3.
That's fair. That's fair.
All right. Our third question comes from Reed. Hey guys, Reed here, writing from Sinead's High School, Wabanasi Valley. I don't know if I said that correctly.
Wobanzi.
Wobanzi. Okay.
That's probably even more wrong than yours.
Sounds better than mine. And I just delved deep into the world of alternate endings. There are some awesome ones. I wanted to know which ones you liked, and also if you could make your own alternate ending to any movie, what would it be? Thanks for taking my question.
I'm going to go for an obvious one just because it has been stuck in my head ever since I've heard that this was a thing. And since I've seen the scene play out, they never fully shot the scene, but you can go online and watch the alternate ending to I Am Legend. And it seems to me like the ending we got is the wide audience friendly, you know, walk off into the sunset. It's got a semi-happy, hopeful feel to it. Whereas the ending that they got rid of was a lot more thoughtful and meant more to Will Smith's character. It wasn't just about him sacrificing himself so they got away. It was about him taking a risk and then also realizing something about the enemy that they had been fighting the entire movie. So it really just added a whole nother layer to the experience, and I'm a little shocked that they would have done away with that because I think that was the more interesting ending than what we actually got, even though I really do love I Am Legend and I watch it often. Then if I had to make my own, I have been obsessed with this theory ever since I heard it, and I wish it was true, I wish it happened, and it was the idea that new movie Life was actually a Venom tie-in. I knew it wasn't gonna happen, and it wasn't the case when that rumor first bubbled up, but if that were true, that would have been genius. Could you imagine if that movie came out and it had almost like a split effect where, at the end, look, it's really Venom. It's all starting here. I think that would have been such a smart way to go about it.
Yeah, it would have been a really cool prequel, right? Like you
I think
basically
it
have a
would have
whole
been great.
movie as a prequel of how the alien symbiote
And talk about a
gets to Earth.
crappy ending. I would have liked the ending a lot more if it was leading to a Venom movie.
For me, it's tough. There's a lot of different alternate endings. They had one for like Terminator 2 that was happy. A lot of them, for most of these alternate endings, the originals are usually better. Like Clerks, for example, has the alternate ending. The original ending was that Dante gets killed, and it's supposed to be like, haha, like he's not even supposed to be in here today, and he just gets killed, and it kind of didn't really fit with the tone of the movie. One that I would love to see that I don't think is in existence is everyone knows how much I love Clue, there's 3 endings. There's actually a 4th ending, but I don't think there's, from my knowledge, I don't think there's access to that footage anymore. It's one where Wadsworth ends up being the guy that had killed everyone, and then he like poisons everyone. I would have liked to seen that, but in terms of making my own ending, I actually have more of, instead of making my own ending, it's more about shaving off endings. I feel, well, there's a lot of movies will go on either too long or they'll show you something you don't need to see. My biggest one is LA Confidential. I love that movie. One of my favorite movies of all time. The way that it ends, they should have ended when Guy Pearce holds up his badge and the police come, because the whole kind of theme and point, and they talk about it constantly, it was, you know, him kind of being converted into this like corrupt cop, and in that way he kind of perverts kind of the truth into his own thing. But what they did end up doing is they faded to black, and then instead of ending the movie, it goes back, and then you see Russell Crowe, you see Russell Crowe still alive, he's back with Kim Basinger, Guy Pearce gets to be a hero, and you get to see all these other things that are just completely unnecessary.
Yeah. That's an interesting way to approach it. The first movie that came to my mind when you just pointed out that side of it was the new movie Gerald's Game that just came out on Netflix that Mike Flanagan directed.
Oh, I didn't see
the
that.
movie is so good, and then all of a sudden they carry out that ending a little too long, and you know, it doesn't ruin it, but one part is really exceptional, and then you get to that little bit at the end, and did you really need that? Probably not.
Yeah. And then I thought with Steven Spielberg's AI,
Yeah.
when David jumps into the ocean and he starts sinking, I thought they should have fade to black there, but that's a darker, less optimistic, less happy ending. And then we got to see what happens after.
What do you think about the way Unbreakable ends?
Unbreakable? I like it.
Yeah. It always felt very abrupt to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I wonder if it didn't feel that abrupt. Should they have continued? Like what would another
Mm-hmm.
scene even be? And then I have a feeling we would fall into that problem. So, I don't know. Maybe if it had just ended there and it didn't give me those stupid title cards at the end.
Yeah. And then
Just a thought.
also, we mentioned this before. The Dark Knight is a movie that I didn't mind the introduction of Two-Face and even having him burnt, but I don't think we needed the resolution of the extra 15 minutes because it was just so fast. It was so here's the villain and then he's gone. So I just felt like that it was unnecessary.
Okay.
So most of mine aren't really complete alterations.
Yeah.
Just more of hey, we could have just trimmed this off a little bit. Yeah. All right, our fourth question comes from Michael Cordeau, and he writes, just saw the trailer, and I think he's talking about Infinity War,
No.
and watched Denison Perry's review and all the other Collider-related content, and I'm super excited. That said, I'm also worried. Why? Because of what has happened in so many other Marvel movie trailers, or just trailers in general nowadays. Scenes from the trailer that are so spectacular and awesome that you get so excited to see in the movie, only to be let down because they are nowhere in the actual movie. I was so bummed out when we never saw Spidey and Iron Man flying and swinging by in the trailer for Homecoming. What are your thoughts?
All right, so with this topic, which we seem to be covering more and more with every big movie that comes out, if I'm being completely honest, every single time we've spoken about it and I think about it after the fact, that's one thing, but I've never really sat through a movie and had it take me out of the movie because, I didn't see that favorite shot I had from the trailer. I do think you can run the risk of people noticing, loving, and then being extremely disappointed when they don't see something. But just speaking from my personal experiences, even with Rogue One, the one shot that stood out to me most in that one is when you see the big TIE fighter rise in it. And yeah, I missed that shot, but I didn't miss that shot until I thought about it after. And I rewatched the trailer after. And same thing with our Justice League stuff. I wasn't sitting there the whole time being like, ooh, the color's different right now. But when I looked back after and I saw some of the stuff that was removed and I started to think about how it might have enhanced the film, then I'm like, all right, well, I get that. With Spider-Man Homecoming, I was not thinking about that shot again until after, but the one time this could be a major disadvantage for a movie is when you're not that into the movie. So you're thinking about all the stuff you hope to see that's never going to come up. But in a case like Spider-Man Homecoming, when I was so riveted with everything else, I don't even think I would have had a second to stop and think, oh, where is that shot that I saw for 0.3 seconds in a trailer?
I think there's less of a concern with Avengers Infinity War versus something like Justice League, right? Because Justice League, you had director change hands midway through, and there was extensive reshoots. I know all movies go through reshoots nowadays, especially the big budget ones, but this was a certain case where they really were changing tones and scenes and narrative, so you really didn't get a lot of the shots or scenes that you saw in the trailer. With Infinity War, you have the Russo brothers, which we trust because we've seen Civil War and Winter Soldier, so I think there's less of that. If any scenes get cut from the trailer that I've seen, I'd be disappointed in. I'd be disappointed if we don't see the shot of Thanos kind of pinning down Spider-Man, Thanos punching Iron Man, knocking him out. Also, that one cool shot, which I think definitely would be in the film, which is the one with Captain America and the whole Avengers,
be shocked
if they're running,
that wasn't in the final cut.
That might be altered, maybe maybe there's different people in it or additional people in there. Yeah, they definitely have to have that shot. But let's say for some reason they didn't have that, I'd be disappointed. I'm on the opposite side of you though. Not that I'm a movie's gonna get destroyed. Like Rogue One, it didn't get destroyed because I didn't see that one scene. But it does annoy me, and I do kind of in my head, I'm thinking of I'm waiting for that scene. I'm waiting for that hologram scene in Justice League. I'm waiting for that TIE fighter scene in Rogue One. And so it kind of I get maybe I'm picky. I get annoyed when sometimes I see a certain take. This happens a lot in comedies.
Yeah.
A certain take of a line.
Oh, I know what you're going for.
Well, like for example, Neighbors, was it? They use a different take in the trailer with Rose Byrne.
Yeah.
In that part, keep it down. Like they use a different take in the trailer than in the movie.
That is the most specific example I ever could have imagined you giving.
But what I'm saying is, in a lot of comedies, they'll do alternate takes, and like I thought her delivery on that one in the trailer was better than the one in the. It was still funny in the movie, but I thought the one in the trailer was.
Like that movie.
Yeah, I thought the one in the trailer was a lot funnier. So just those type of things. So I get annoyed by that.
A fun fact about this specific scene from Spider-Man that Michael's talking about, I was just Googling around, and Screen Crush had done an interview with director John Watts, and he addressed that, and he said that that they, and I assume by they he was referring to the studio, they wanted a shot of Spider-Man and Iron Man flying together, and they had that with the Staten Island ferry scene, but something about the background, I think, it didn't look right. He said it looked like an unrendered 3D object, so he had just suggested, let's put them in Queens and do it that way. And he had completely forgotten about it until it was brought up and people started to talk about it. But, you know, there's just a little added insight into how something like that might happen.
Yeah. All right, let's go into the fifth and final question. We have Akil, and he writes, Akil from Trinidad and Tobago here. Been watching since the AMC days and proud of the progress you have had since then. After all these years, I think this is the standard greeting. Recently watched a Justice League spoiler review, and a comment John Schnepp has me thinking, because it's not the first time I heard it from any panel. What does it mean to give a scene more room to breathe?
Well, I can't speak for how Schnepp used it specifically, because I don't know what was going on in his mind, but when I say that, it can mean a variety of things. It can address a scene that feels rushed. Giving something more room to breathe doesn't like literally mean let the characters take a breath in between their words, but a great example from Justice League actually is a scene that I wish had more time to breathe is when Bruce Wayne was going to see Aquaman, because we pointed it out in our trailer video. In the trailer, you see him putting the saddle on the horse, getting on the horse, and it might sound like unnecessary, silly stuff, but when you take the time to establish all that, it paves the way, and it starts to build interest and suspense. So giving something more time to breathe is just basically paving the way to the next moment, rather than horse, look down at town, go down and say hello to him. So that's kind of the first example I can come up with. And then I had also written a note about Call Me By Your Name, because I've spoken about that a lot recently because it is one of my favorite movies of the year. And I think that movie is a perfect example of a movie that isn't plot or, big story beat heavy. It's more so about just living with those characters and spending time with them in their daily life and watching their relationship blossom, so that when you get to the bigger moments in the third act, you might not have had big moments like that early on, and it may feel like you're just sitting and waiting in their world. But you are, because spending so much time with them and getting to know them like that makes that ending mean what I think it was intended to mean, and I think that's why a movie like that is so powerful.
Yeah, I also had mentioned with Justice League specifically letting scenes breathe more, and it's more about being able to build the atmosphere, the mood, the tension, the suspension, or just even what the tone of the specific scene is, like not every movie has to have that. Like, for example, like Wolf of Wall Street doesn't really have scenes to breathe.
Their style.
Exactly, but The Wolf of Wall Street is, the pace of it is supposed to be suited with the character and the storyline. It's supposed to be like that. But in terms of like other movies, like, you want to feel some of that tension. Or just imagine, like, this hypothetically, because we love talking about food here, if you had a scene with the character go to a restaurant, and then all of a sudden he's demanding, I'm so hungry, where's my food? And then he gets his food, you don't really get that you don't really feel that, like, the sense of hunger from that character, right? Because he just goes there and goes, hey, where's my food? And then they give him his food and he eats it.
There's no better example for you to have
Yes, exactly. Where if you develop the scene and you get them there, he orders his food, and then he sits there and waits, and he's not getting anything, and he's looking at his watch, he's reading his newspaper, he's doing a lot of things, he's like sitting there, and like you're letting that scene breathe. You're
Yeah.
letting it fill out, and you get the intended effect. So sometimes it doesn't mean every scene needs that, but for certain ones, if you want to be effective, I think something like that would work.
It's like that with horror movies too. And I
Yeah.
remember having a conversation while I was in film school working with someone on a film where this individual thought we shouldn't waste time getting inserts for something, but it may sound silly to, I don't know, get a shot of a doorknob, of a floorboard, things like that. But in the end, when you're in the edit and you're trying so hard to build suspense and tension, you do need those inserts. So trivial things may be important, and I think that's probably a good example of it in the horror genre specifically.
Well, we just talked about great opening sequence, Inglorious Bastards.
Oh my God,
That whole
that's a great
scene
example.
That's a scene that lets you breathe,
Yeah.
that has a lot of breaths in it, because you're like anticipating, like, what's he gonna do next? He's asking for milk. He's smoking his pipe. Like he's asking these questions. That scene lives on moments like that.
Talk about inserts and like the floorboards,
Yes.
and when you come to understand like what's happening in that moment, and you look around and you get reaction shots from the family as they're all standing around. It all contributes to making a scene like that so intense.
Yeah, so that's kind of what it means.
Quick, Joey, get a shot of our water.
Yeah.
In the computer.
All right, guys, that's it for this episode of Collider Mailbag. Thanks for joining us. Perry, where can people find you?
On Twitter and Instagram at PNemroff.
You guys can find me on Twitter at ThinkHero, Instagram Dennis.tzng, and check out and subscribe to Collider Videos, youtube.com/Collider Videos, and check out all of our cool videos.
Action! 3, 2, 1, go!
Weird line, and then a weird line takes us.
Bang! Bang! Go! Got it. Down here, sir. This is a play for fun. You know it too. Great news. The only other key you guys are here.
This is our first day. Here we are in Pinewood in Atlanta, and it's actually pretty unbelievable.
Day one of what promises to be a year of fun-filled lensing.
I remember actually going to see the first Avengers with one of my best mates from home, and I'd never have dreamed that I'd ever be in one of these movies, let alone playing Spider-Man. I feel like I'm on top of the world because this is just mind-blowing.
And we need to have this bit clear as well. So
Okay, guys, I am here at the Disney lot. What's the quote? It's fun to do the impossible. Is that what Walt Disney said? I think that's what he said.
I think it is what he said.
I'm here doing one of my favorite characters, Groot. I'm working with the Russo brothers.
What's up, gang? How are you?
It's been awesome.
Groot, put that thing
Look
away.
at that
No,
hand.
I don't wanna
Nobody's
tell you
seen
again.
that hand. My kids are gonna be really jealous. We're here, and I just wanted to shout everybody out and say Happy Women's Day, and Mom, I love you. We love our moms.
We do.
And we're here, and we're creating magic, and it's very, very exciting. What I'm seeing is going to drive you guys crazy. I'm so lucky that I'm able to see it and have my own little Groot script that no one else gets to see, that I get to hear I get to know the true lines behind every little thing that I do. It's very exciting to see the evolution. We were talking about this. Groot might be the only character in recent cinema where we get to watch his evolution on screen.
That's right. I mean, you know, he ages very differently than other characters, so, you know, he's, you get to see him a lot of different age ranges, which I think makes him a fascinating character. So, he's at a new age range in this movie.
He sure is.
You get to see something else from him.
You're going to see a different Groot, one that you haven't, one that's going through the teenage years, and we all know what that's like. It's just beautiful to be here. Like I said, we are on the Disney lot. 20 years ago, I was here for Iron Giant, and I just came out from New York. I was a New York kid and a theater actor, and so excited to be on the lot for the first time. And so I'm always, that memory is always brought back to me. Guys, we're going to go back into the ADR booth. We're having a blast. When you see Avengers Infinity War, you'll know what we're talking about. It's exciting. The Russo brothers are killing it. You really are. I'm really excited about this. And Marvel, man, you guys never let us down. All right.
Get ready, gang.
Hey everybody, it's Charlie. We got some new Infinity War to break down, so let's do it.